Hi, Shalom. This video contains mentions of religious extremism. Viewer discretion is advised. Also, if you haven't seen part 1, you're going to want to watch that one first. I'll link it down below. Alright, so I'm back with part 2 of this series. Originally, it was only going to be 2 parts, but there is so much going on with this. So realistically, I'm probably going to be making several more videos about all this. I know this is a ton of information, but like I'm always saying, I saw this from the inside. And I know where white extremists are trying to go with this. So this is super important. I do want to address the myriad of problems that ensue in this subculture that relate to homeschooling, but it's important to understand how the religious right is exploiting the legal system and the organizations that are making this happen. For the record, I didn't know about most of these organizations until after I got out, but I definitely saw some of the end results of their work, and the group I was in wanted a lot of the same things that these organizations are pushing for. The organizations I'll be covering all have one common denominator. They believe that America was a Christian nation and needs to be again. These people believe they are being persecuted for being Christians. And I need to stop here to point out something. These people have a very, very narrow definition of what it means to be a Christian. In the regular world, most people define Christians as people who go to church, and the decent ones try to adhere to Jesus' teachings, however they may interpret that. And in the regular world, most people recognize all the different denominations of Christianity, Catholic, Eastern Orthodox, Lutheran, other strands of Protestantism, etc. People generally recognize that people of all races and cultures go to church. Even if church isn't your thing, you probably agree with me that these are all different expressions of Christianity. In this world, it is a completely different story. If you are not a carbon copy of these people, then in their book, you are not a Christian. And let me be clear, these churches are almost all white or completely white. Some of these groups only use religious materials from a handful of publishers. And if you read stuff from other publishers, they might say you're not a Christian. So yeah, I am not exaggerating when I say that their definition of Christian is very, very narrow. Now, as flawed as the founding fathers were, you need to understand that building a Christian nation was not their intention. Some of the founding fathers had more contact with people of other religions than you might think. Thomas Jefferson, for instance, owned a Quran. You couldn't exactly buy books online back then, so the only way he would have had it would be if he knew a Muslim who gave it to him. Okay, so the first organization I want to call your attention to is the ADF, Alliance Defending Freedom. They have been classified as a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. You may have heard of the cases regarding Hobby Lobby and the whole wedding cake for the gay couple debacle. The ADF was the organization who defended Hobby Lobby and this baker. The next organization I want to bring to your attention is the Religious Liberty Task Force. This organization was founded in 1993, and James Dobson of Focus on the Family was a founding member. Now, don't let this name fool you. They are not fighting for religious freedom as the regular world defines it. They are fighting for the right to indoctrinate children with their harmful ideology. They are pushing to get their beliefs into federal legislation. As said, the founding fathers did not want a Christian nation, for all their faults. This is not what they had in mind. The last organization I am going to talk about is the Homeschool Legal Defense Association, or HSLDA. In addition to their problematic attempts to thwart homeschool legislation, they're also part of why the ERA, or Equal Rights Amendment, was still not ratified at the time that I filmed this video. So in the US, laws regarding homeschooling regulations vary by state. I'm not going to share what state I live in, and if you know, please don't share publicly, but understand that it varies by state. And there is less legal regulation than you might think. One of the things they've been doing is exploiting what's called the private school clause. Private schools have not always been clearly defined, so if you homeschool your children or run a homeschool group, you can list your family or that group as a private school. The HSLDA did not create this clause, but they are exploiting the daylights out of it. I am going to link some things down below. I am going to post my link to my video on children's rights, as well as the link to the Children's Bill of Rights from the Coalition of Home Responsible Education. I just signed this, and I encourage you to sign it as well. And now that I've shared the legal background on all this, my next videos in this series are going to focus on specific issues that children face as a result of the current legislation and isolation from the rest of the world. Please share these videos far and wide. All right, thanks for watching. I'll be back soon. Bye.